Y'all, hey, welcome back to my channel. Thanks so much for stopping by. Y'all, we're trying to head oot and a boot and go book shopping, but as you can tell, we're a little bit stalled because my battery's dead again. So we are waiting for the intern to come give us a jump. So while I wait for this, y'all go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I will wait here for the intern to come and get me on the way. And then once we're on the road, I'll come back and let y'all know the plan for the day. All right, y'all, we are on the road and I have inherited a battery jump pack thing for the back of my car. Bless him, the intern is so much better to me than I truly deserve for anybody to ever be. But anyway, we're on the road. Did I tell y'all what we're doing? I don't even know what I have said thus far. So anyway, y'all welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We are headed oot and a boot. We're going book shopping. So a few weeks ago, okay, it's been like months ago now, we talked about where to find free or reduced price ebooks on the interwebs. And some folks asked about actual physical books. Like some people thought that I was talking about both, and then I wasn't sure if I had like misled. Anyway, that video was just about ebooks because there's so much to talk about that, like where to find free or reduced priced or whatever. Anyway, so I did a video on just finding reduced price ebooks. So now we're going to talk about where to find reduced priced physical books. And I'm going to start off going to an actual bookstore. I was going to go to some bookstores, but I decided to do it on a Monday. And Monday, so here's lesson number 1 in shopping for used books. Don't try to do it on a Monday. Monday is not the day to go out physically shopping for used books. There is one store in Duluth, other than the Goodwill. There's one actual like used bookstore that's open on a Monday. It's Zenith Books, I think it's called. So that's where I'm going. We're going to go there, see what we can find. There are 2 things in particular that I want to look for. And y'all, I think that's like the worst approach to used book shopping is going in, well, if you want to actually buy a bunch of books. If you want to be logical and not end up with a big old stack of books, then go in with an actual list of what you're looking for and don't buy stuff you're not looking for. But y'all, who does that? So I want to see if I can find The Final Gambit, which is book 3 in the Inheritance Games series, because did I tell y'all about my reluctant high school reader who has become an avid reader now because she's in love with the Hawthorne brothers? Well, she's in love with a Hawthorne brother. I'm infatuated with a different Hawthorne brother, so we are devouring the Inheritance Games books. Well, we're on book number 2. She read ahead and finished book number 2. I'm halfway through book number 2, and so I need to get book number 3, which is The Final Gambit. So I'm going to look for that, and I'm supposed to be reading the first book in the Mistborn trilogy by Brandon Sanderson, which y'all will see I'm reading it for a reading vlog, so we're going to be talking about that. But the copy that I have, I don't love the one that I have. So I'm just going to look and see if there are cuter ones out there. But it's like, it's a big old honker of a book. So anyway, what am I even talking about? I don't know. So I'm going to look for The Final Gambit, and I don't know the name of the Mistborn book. It's the last something or the final something, but it's book 1 of the Mistborn trilogy. So I'm gonna look for those 2, and I'm gonna see what else I can find. And then we're gonna go home and we're gonna talk about some other options for buying used books. So let's go to Zenith Books, see what we can find there, and then head back to the house. All right, so y'all, here we go. All right, y'all, we found the bookstore. We found some books. Not a whole ton of books, but enough books that I need to stay out of the bookstore. So we're headed home, and I feel like there's a better way. I'm kind of not exactly sure right where we are, but I feel like there's a better way to get home than what the app is telling me. But right now, anybody that knows me is saying, no, Danielle, follow the app, because if you don't, you know you're going to end yourself up in Wisconsin, and you're going to be sitting there eating cheese curds, wondering how you're going to get home, going, how did I end up here? Because you didn't follow the app. So I'm following the app. We're just going home. But let me tell y'all what happened in the bookstore. So I was sitting there looking through books, and I was looking at the something prints, is it the Folk of the Air books? And I was trying to think, so I had, okay. Anyway, well, we're going to talk about the books that I got, so we'll talk about that when we get home. But I was trying to think of books for my 15-year-old reluctant reader to read once we finish the inheritance games, because if I don't have something for her to read right away, I don't know. I feel like we're going to lose our momentum. So I was looking at the Folk of the Air, the People of the Air, Prince of the Air, whatever it is, the Fallen Prince, the something Prince books. And it just all of a sudden occurred to me out of the blue. Y'all remember, sorry, I'm going up a hill and my ears are popping. Y'all remember the book, was it the Red Queen? The book about, I can see the cover. It's like a white cover with red something on it. I remember the cover. That's as much as I remember about the cover, but that counts. About a girl from like the hovel who, she lives in this striated society where there are like red bloods and silver bloods or something, and she thinks she's one thing, but she's really another thing, but then she's like a cross between the things. That might be the book. So anyway, I'm in the bookstore, and it just all of a sudden occurs to me as I'm reading the description of this other book that's in my hand, and all by myself, I'm standing there, right? Like nobody around me that I can pretend like I'm talking to. And I go, oh my God, The Silver Queen, which I don't even think is the name of the book. And I start talking to myself out loud about this book and having a conversation, like both sides of the conversation about this book and how it would be the great next book and why it would be the great next book, because of all of the aspects of the inheritance games that are present in that book. I was like, all right, this is why I don't go out and like bookshop in public, because I don't know how to act. But anyway, there's a popo right there with his lights on, so I'm gonna slow myself down a little. So I'm gonna get us back to the house, unload these books. I have a little bitty other, but did I tell you I have a little bitty thing of books at the house? So this will be like an itty bitty little book haul. So we'll do that, and then we'll sit down at the computer and talk about other places to find used books. All right, so I'm gonna finish up this drive-in, and I'll meet y'all back at the house. All right, y'all, we are obviously home. I ate a snack, did a workout. Well, I did a workout and then ate a snack. And now I am settled down and ready to do some work. So let me show you the books that I got. Well, I'm going to show you the books that I got today. And then I'm going to show you some books that I had already gotten. And then you can see we're in the office because I want to get on the computer and show you my actual preferred route for buying used books. So first of all, let me show you what I just got. I got a Kristen Higgins book called My One and Only. I know nothing about this book, but I like Kristen Higgins, and I'm going to have to keep looking at her name. Y'all, I know you're laughing at me, but first of all, I can't promise that when I've talked about her in the past, I didn't call her either Christina Higgins or Kristen Hannah. I know. Anyway, I've read a few of her books. I just vlogged myself reading one of her books. I like her writing a lot. And I've read a couple of her books, and it's always a divorced woman or a woman that's just gotten broken up with, and she's getting back on her feet and getting her woman mojo back together. So I'm guessing that's what's going to happen here. Look how pretty this book is. So this was used. I got it at the bookstore, the in-person bookstore, and it was $9. And they conveniently put the sticker over, is it over the price? Oh no, you can see, well, y'all can't see it, but you can see the price. I have to get my arms longered. The price The list price is $16. I got it for $9. I also got The Final Gambit, which is book 3 of the Inheritance Games. And y'all, I got The Priory of the Orange Tree. Am I saying that right? Priory? I believe this is about a priory and an orange tree. So I'll read this. I'm kidding. It's like 800 and something pages. I think this is about some kind of like queendom that's divided and there's some enemies. Y'all, it's 800 pages. A whole lot of things can happen. Look how pretty it is. I know I am not going to read an 800-page book just because it's got a pretty cover. Somebody please in the comments tell me that this is a good book and that I'm going to enjoy it. Even if you've never read it, even if you know nothing about it, please just make me feel better. This was $20. Full on, brand new book. But I just paid list price. I just was like, I want that book. I'm going to buy it right now. Impulse buy at the bookstore. So I didn't price shop. I didn't nothing shop it. I just got it. And same thing with The Final Gambit. So then, well, anyway, let's get through these. Y'all, I just wanted to go out and shop in a bookstore. And it's a small local bookstore that does a lot of those small local bookstore things, like it supports local artists and all those things. So sometimes you pay a couple of dollars more than you would have paid if you had like hunted books down on the interwebs and found the cheapest price. And I think that's okay. Like, it's okay to go out and like support local vendors. And when you do that, you know you're going to spend a couple of extra dollars. I did that. And then, did I just say I wasn't going to talk about this yet? I'm going to talk about it now. So then I came home and looked at the prices of all of these books online. And of the, I don't know, $45 that I spent on these books, I probably could have saved $10 online. But I was supporting local vendors, so whatever. And it was, it's a cute store. So these are the books that I got at the local bookstore. And then here are the books that I had, I don't know why I'm doing this here instead of doing it. So I thought I would not spread out on the floor downstairs because it's such a teeny tiny little hall. But now I'm thinking this is a horrible idea because I have nowhere to put anything. But we'll work this out. I'm already reading this. This is book 2. You can see I'm like halfway through it. This is book 2 of the Inheritance Games, The Hawthorne Legacy. And I actually did have to look at that because I'm steady calling these all the wrong names. Book 2, I bought this, I think, brand new. I just bought it from Amazon. And then they just sent it to me and it got here in a timely... No! Erase all of that. Well, some of that's true. I did buy it brand new from Amazon. It was supposed to be here the next day. It did not get here the next day. So I got on the Amazon chat and raised Cain, by which I mean I was very, very nice to the person that was helping me. And I was like, oh, I hope you can help me. And my book is late and I'm a... Shameful, y'all. I was like, oh, I'm a content creator and I plan to make a video and my video's late and da-da-da. So I ended up getting a $5 credit on a $9 book. And I tried for more. I was like, well, if that's the most you can do. And the person's like, I'm sorry, ma'am, it's the most I can do from my end. Because the next thing is $10. So I'm sorry, ma'am, I can't give you $1 for buying this book. So I'd forgotten all about that. Thank y'all for reminding me. So I got the Hawthorne Legacy for like $4.94 from Amazon. And then I got me a buy 3, get 1 free, which we're going to get into all of that. From eBay. So here's how this whole thing started. My reluctant reading 15-year-old, before we started the Inheritance Games, or as we started reading the Inheritance Games, I was like, well, let's go ahead and pick. So we got to read 3 books. One of them is that awful Coraline. Have I told y'all how much I don't like Neil Gaiman? One of them is that awful Coraline. So I was like, all right, we got to read Coraline. We're reading the Inheritance Games. What else are we going to read? And she's like, well, I have the book, The Cousins, by the author who wrote One of Us is Lying. I almost said One of Us is Dead. I think that's one of them, right? One of Us is Lying, One of Us is Dead. One of Us is, I don't know, something, getting detention. I don't know what they are. Anyway, so this whole buying thing started with me getting The Cousins, which we're not going to read now, but I'll read it anyway. And y'all, it never makes me sad to buy a book. So I got The Cousins by the author of One of Us is Lying, which is that, remember, it's the, yeah, it says it right there. I'm looking at this like, am I even saying the right words? Remember, that's the one that's like, murder comes to the Breakfast Club. So I got that. I got The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. Y'all know how I love Kristen Hanna. Y'all know how her books are so sad that they literally rearrange my molecules. And I don't know, what is it about this book that makes me think it's so sad, other than that it's a Kristen Hanna book? My computer just went to sleep. So if you're like, why did your entire like countenance just change? It's because I should have even thought to put that asleep before. Sorry. So The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I have no idea what it's about, but so here are my predictions. I'm going to be reading it. I'm going to meet a whole bunch of people. I'm going to be going along at a nice little clip. Something sad's going to happen. I'm going to get through it and be like, oh, I didn't get Kristen Hanna by this book. And then my defenses are going to be down. I'm going to be plowing to the end, and she is going to just completely destroy my world, rearrange my molecules, and I'm going to lay on the couch and just absolutely sob. And it happens to me every time, and I'm never prepared for it. So that's my predictions for this book. I truly have no idea what it's about, but look how pretty. Kristen Hanna. The Silent Patient, I believe, is about a woman who is in an abusive relationship. Does she kill the person? Kill her abuser? Is it her husband? And then she don't talk. Then she becomes the silent patient. And it's about, is it about the like people like trying to psychologize her and get her to stop being silent? I know it's critically acclaimed, so I'm probably going to hate it. Y'all know how I do. And then The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood. Y'all, I listened to this. This might have been my first Allie Hazelwood. I listened to this on Audible, and I listened to it so fast that I truly think when I like eyeballs on the page read it, I'm going to be like, oh, this is a completely different story. I didn't listen to this at all. I kind of remember what happens, but again, I went through it so fast, so I'm going to read this and I'm going to take my time. Stop laughing. I know y'all are laughing at me like, girl, you do never take your time reading any of those books, so quit it out trying to act like you're gonna. I'm going to take my time reading. I'm laughing at myself. It's so preposterous to think that I'm not going to completely devour this book. But to me, or at least oh, y'all, it was a fake note. I was so excited thinking somebody left us a note in a used book. I should edit that out. That was so sad and pathetic. But anyway, I don't even know what I was talking about. I just got so excited. What was I even saying? I'm going to take my time. Oh, I know what I was saying. Even I feel like, for me, even if I read quickly, it's a different experience than if I listen to a book quickly. Not that I don't think that listening is a valuable way to like take in a story, but for me, my auditory processing isn't as strong as my visual processing. So when I read and decode, it's a different experience for me. So I'm excited to read The Love Hypothesis by Allie Hazelwood. So y'all, those are my books. These were, like I said, look, this was a $7.99 Goodwill buy, and I got it buy 3 get 1 free. I don't know how much I paid for it. Probably $7.99. Those are my books. So let me get on the computer, y'all. Here's what I want to do. I want to talk about some different places to buy books on the interwebs. So I have a list, and I want to log into the computer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you and then talk you through some sources for books on the interwebs. And there are different ways to go about this. And I'm going to talk through the different approaches as we go from source to source. But, you know, some of them you just like pick books and buy them. In all of these, you have to think about shipping. So I'm going to try to talk about which of and y'all, there are literally dozens of places online where you can buy used books. I want to say again, before we get into this, that I do really believe that there's value in sort of small booksellers, like small local places where you can go and touch books and read books and smell books and be around other readers. So Did I pay an extra $10 for 3 books? I did. I didn't necessarily consciously make that choice going in that I wanted to spend an extra $10 on books, but I'm okay that I did that because I see the value in that, like, small local bookseller. I didn't go to Barnes & Noble. I went to, what's it called? Hocus Pocus, Hiccup Street Books, whatever it was called. I seriously can't think of the name of the bookstore right now. Zenith Books in Duluth. But I also think it's okay to find good, cheap books online. So I'm going to talk about some of the deals at some online booksellers. Y'all, I think what I was saying before I ended up down that rabbit hole is there are literally dozens and dozens and dozens of them. I've just chosen a few, but the first thing that I look at when I go to one of these sites before I start falling in love with the prices is the shipping, because it costs them money to ship books. So sometimes they pass that straight on to you. Sometimes there's a deal. So that's the first thing I look at is the shipping. If the shipping is prohibitive to me, I don't even bother looking at the deals on the books, because what's the point? I understand that it's a cost of doing business, but it just doesn't work for me. So that's one thing that I'm going to talk about is what the sites are, what kind of deals they have on books, and what the shipping is. I'm going to try to do it in an orderly fashion, but y'all know how that sometimes ends up. So let's do it. Let's log on the computer and let's talk about some online sources for used books. All right, let's start with thriftbooks.com. So we'll go to their website. I don't know why I'm typing it in. It's right there in the search, but I'm typing thriftbooks. There we go. All right, let's go. So the first thing we're going to do is go to the bottom and check shipping, because if shipping's too much, we don't want to shop here. There's shipping, and we see that U.S. standard shipping, they offer free shipping for eligible items totaling $15. And if we don't meet the $15, it's $1.49 per item. All right, we're a player in that game. So let's go back and look at their books. Let's see what their pricing is. All right, it's a bunch of offers. We don't need to get into all that. Stephen King, don't want nothing to do with none of that. Let's look at some bestsellers. See what they got going on. Here's some lower priced books. Let's just pick one and see what they offer. Now you'll see that they offer multiple copies of the book, and you can see the different conditions and pick which one you want to look at. They got hardcover, they got paperback, mass market paperback, and library binding. So they give you lots of options when you're shopping, and I kind of like how the website's organized. They don't just throw the books at you. Like, they have them categorized. Like, you can look at the TikTok favorites if you're into that. Ooh, they got some Emily Henry. Nice. There's Anna Huang. All right, now I'm just shopping. Let's get off of here. So that's Thrift Books. I'd say that's a good option. Now let's look at Powell's. Type in powells.com. And again, nice website. Let's scroll, before we get into any of this, let's scroll down to the bottom and let's check their shipping. And, all right, free shipping on shipments of $50 or more. And then let's see, if you don't hit $50, there's a flat rate shipping. You'll pay $5.99, no rush, economy mail, no matter how many books you buy. All right, well, that's fair. So let's see what they got for books. Again, nice looking website, well organized. Here are some bestsellers. Celebrating Disability Pride Month. All right, let's get into some books. Go used. And Neil Gaiman. No, sir. Oh, there's some Emily Henry. I like it. I like it. Let's see what we got for People We Meet on Vacation. $11.95, standard condition. Let's actually search for a book in this one. Let's see how it does with Mistborn. So we got the Mistborn Final Empire, book number 1. It's $6.95. All right, that's a good price. And it's standard condition. Let's see what they mean by standard condition. So on any of these, you can click on the condition and you can read what they consider a book in that condition to be. So that's good information to have. So this is Powell's, y'all. Again, nice website, well organized. Oh, look, Midnight Library. It's $17.95 for the hardcover. Standard condition. That's a nice book. All right, once again, y'all, I'm just shopping. All right, so Powell's, that's another option. Let's get out of here. And now let's talk about Better World books. So let me type in betterworldbooks.com. And here we go. Once again, we're going to scroll past all of this and go straight for the shipping to begin with. So Better World Books, for their shipping, for standard shipping, they offer free on orders over $15 and $1.49 on orders under $15. All right, we're players in this game. So Better World, what does Better World Books do? Let's talk about their mission for a second. So the mission of Better World Books, it's kind of a good one, y'all. They say we better the world one book at a time by making a difference with every purchase made through donations and environmental programs. It's that simple. Buy books, do good. So let's keep that in mind as we look at the price of their books. Because, you know, we might be paying $1 or $2 more to go towards their mission. And if you're cool with that, then maybe it's cool. And you know what? Maybe we're not. So let's bear that in mind as we look at the price of their books. Let's look at The Wife Upstairs. And there are multiple copies available. Ooh, y'all, these are good prices. And again, if we get to $15, we ain't paying no shipping. Look right there. It's eligible for free shipping. So they're doing their mission without upcharging on their books, it looks like. It's interesting. And they have deals. Buy 3 books, save $3. Let's see if we can find 3 books to buy. Let's shop. The Steel Shelf. All right, so these aren't necessarily top shelf books, but there are some names that we recognize. Oh, Christopher Moore. We love him. Some Dan Brown, Balducci. All right, y'all, once again, we're just shopping. Let's get out of here. But I think this is definitely a good option. Better World Books. Y'all remember that one. So those are our actual like bookstores. Now let's talk about a couple of marketplaces. Is it a Libri or a Libris? I say a Libri. That might be wrong. But I'm going to type it in however you pronounce it. It's alibris.com. And so bear in mind, this is a marketplace. So you have to be careful about the shipping because this is sort of a conglomeration of different sellers. So if you get 5 different books, you might have 5 different sellers with 5 different shipping costs. But under each one, if you click details, it lays it right out there for you. So I don't feel like it's shady. Like I don't feel like they're trying to get over on you, but it is a buyer beware. Like buyer be aware that there are these shipping costs involved. And they do offer a shipping deal. And that's super value shipping. And it's free for eligible items when you order at least $39.99 of eligible items. What's an eligible item, you ask? It's a really good question. An eligible item is an item that displays this little shipping truck icon. So, do they expect you to go through all of their little subcategories looking for the shipping truck icon? Another good question. The answer to which is no. So let's go in and look at some books. Y'all, we're not shopping, we're researching. This is different. So we're going to just go into fiction. That's where we're doing our research. And over here in the left-hand column, we're going to click eligible for free shipping. And now when I click on a book, the eligible for free shipping book is going to come up. See right there, the little eligible for free shipping van is right there on that book. So I know that if I add this to my cart, if I get to $39 of the books with the little van, I get free shipping. Y'all, it's like a game. It's like extreme shopping. You're trying to win free shipping. How's that wrong? Anyway, all right, so a Libri or a Libris is a marketplace that brings together different sellers, different vendors, just like eBay. Even though we've talked about these other great sources for used books, eBay is often still my go-to. And I don't know why, other than that it's just comfortable. And here's the little game that I like to play with myself, and I lose because it's like when I win, I still end up spending all of my green fun tickets. So let's type in the name of a book. I'm going to put in Beach Read Book. Y'all know how I love me some Emily Henry. And now I'm going to just scroll down and look for, see, these have free shipping. That's all good. It's not what I want today. Right now, I'm specifically looking for a book. Now, obviously, I would have picked the book I was looking for. Now I'm just looking for a book that has one of these buy 3, get 1 free deals. So I've clicked on that. Pete the Cat, Pete at the Beach, is buy 3, get 1 free. So now what I'm going to do is add it to my cart. And once I've added it to my cart, I get this little add 3 more to qualify. Now when I click shop now, it takes me to this seller's books because it has to be 4 books, obviously from this same seller, for me to get the buy 3, get 1 free. Ooh, The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Y'all, I love her. I'm adding this to my cart. So now, when I look at my cart, it says add 2 more to qualify. I'm halfway to winning my game. Again, takes me back to that same subset of books from this same seller. I'm going to pick another book. Have I read this? Dark Places? I don't think I've read this one. Adding to my cart. And now I've got 1 more to win the bingo. And I didn't mention this before, y'all. You can search within this seller's books, and I generally come up dry when I do this. I'm going to search Emily Henry to see what I get. Something about tagging? What do you I don't even know what that means. So I'm going to just delete that and go back to just scrolling. Look, one of us is lying. This is that Deadly Breakfast Club. Add that. I got my 4. Bob's my uncle. Now look, it shows me I get my free shipping and I get a $3.68 discount. So obviously it's going to take out the cheapest book, right? And y'all, I'm not going to lie. I often go in and sort of wiggle things around so that all 4 of the books are similar price. So I get the best discount. But then what happens is I end up getting sucked into another buy 3, get 1 free. So I end up buying like 8 books at a time when I don't need 8 books. So am I winning there? Probably really not. But so this is where I often do my buy 3, get 1 free deals, is on eBay. And again, is eBay the best place to shop for used books online? Not necessarily, and really probably not. It's probably not even the best place that we've talked about today for shopping for used books online. But it's comfortable for me, and it's just kind of my go-to. I need to break myself of that habit and start using these other sources we've talked about. But it's easy for me, and I do still get good deals there. So a lot of times that's the one that I use. We didn't even talk about Amazon. Amazon is, of course, another marketplace that brings together multiple sellers, and it allows you to search a bunch of sellers at a time to get the best deal, or at least to look at different deals for the same item. And again, I know y'all know this, but you gotta watch for shipping costs, right? Like you might find a book for $2 and then it's $4.99 shipping. So it's $6.99 for the book. Did I do that math right? Anyway, so y'all, those are my suggestions for places to buy used books online. Did I miss any? I know I didn't talk about Pango, but I couldn't figure out if they had any kind of like shipping deals. So y'all let me know in the comments, what's your favorite place to shop for books online? Or do you feel like it's more important to shop local booksellers so you don't shop books online at all? Let us know. Y'all, thank you so much for hanging out with us today. If you made it this far, we're definitely friends. So go ahead and like this video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you can keep up with the shenanigans. I upload food and fitness videos at the beginning of every week with some book videos sprinkled in between. See you on the next one.